Hello, everyone. John O'Hurley here. It's High School Quiz Show, Rhode Island. The finals tonight. Bishop Hendricken against Barrington. That's coming up next on High School Quiz Show, Rhode Island, the championship.
High School Quiz Show Rhode Island is brought to you in part by the Rhode Island Foundation.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to High School Quiz Show Rhode Island. I'm your host, John O'Hurley, and we are down now to the final two teams. The winner of today's championship match will advance to the first ever High School Quiz Show Invitational against the winners of High School Quiz Show Maine, WGBH's High School Quiz Show, and New Hampshire's Granite State Challenge. But today's matchup has Barrington High School taking on Bishop Hendricken. On the Barrington team, let's introduce him now. We have Daniel. We have Michael. Hello, Christina. And Clara. Along with alternates Brendan and Johnny, and coaches Bob Marley and Samuel Schachter. The Hendricken team. The finalists are Stephen, Jayden, Alden, and Dylan, with alternates Mitchell and Ryan, and coach Sister Carol Murray. Our competition stays the same. We have 4 rounds, a toss-up, a head-to-head, a category round, and a lightning round. And we'll start with the toss-up round. All of these answers are worth 10 points. This is the only round where no point deduction will be there for wrong answers, so if you don't know, take a guess. All right, is everybody ready for the championship? Let's go. Here is your first question. Most humans have how many pairs of ribs? Answer to you, Michael?
6.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Bishop Hendricken. Jayden?
4.
Sorry, incorrect. No, the answer is 12. 12 pairs of ribs. What mysterious cat, known for its broad grin, tells Alice in Wonderland, "We're all mad here"? To you at the end, Dylan.
Cheshire Cat.
Cheshire Cat is correct. In 2015, Jon Stewart resigned as host of The Daily Show. What South African comedian became the successor to Jon Stewart? Clara, to you?
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah is correct. What American author wrote A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court as a satire on the divine right of kings? Daniel, to you?
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens himself. All right. In the pre-Columbian Inca civilization, they built what ancient fortress city in southeastern Peru? To you, Alden.
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. The historic home Kaufman Residence in Pennsylvania is better known as Falling Water. What celebrated American architect designed the home in 1935? Answer to you, Alden.
Right.
Wright. Frank Lloyd Wright. Yes, okay, we will accept that. Recorded history in China begins with the Shang Dynasty, founded along the banks of what river during China's Bronze Age? Stephen, to you?
The Yellow River.
The Yellow River is correct. The 2 largest moons of Uranus, Titania and Oberon, are named after characters from what Shakespeare play? Daniel, to you?
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Of course, Midsummer Night's Dream. What outfielder and second baseman for the Chicago Cubs was named most valuable player for the 2016 World Series? To you, Alden?
Chris Bryant.
I'm sorry, incorrect. Barrington, can you do better? Michael?
Smith.
Why not? Common name. Don't neglect your sports. It was Ben Zobrist. All right. What major fracture of the Earth's crust extends more than 800 miles through California? Jayden, to you?
San Andreas Fault.
San Andreas Fault, yes. In 1913, what Danish scientist proposed an atomic model in which electrons move in orbits around the nucleus like planets orbit the sun? To you, Christina?
Bohr.
That's right, Niels Bohr. The struggle for the French throne, known as the 100 Years' War, actually lasted 116 years. It was fought between France and what country? Daniel?
England.
That's correct, England. Of the following three minerals, which is the softest on the Mohs scale? Quartz, topaz, or calcite? To you, Stephen?
A. Quartz.
No, I'm sorry, incorrect. Barrington? Michael, to you?
Calcite.
Calcite is correct. Math question here. Get your pencils out. A bakery sells a 5-inch diameter apple pie for $6. Based on relative areas, what would the price of a 10-inch apple pie be for the same thickness? Answer to you, Stephen.
$24.
$24, correct. Very good. I don't think I could have done that myself. In 1970, what African-American author released her first book, The Bluest Eye? To you, Michael?
Toni Morrison.
Toni Morrison, correct. Very good. What city in New South Wales is Australia's largest city by population? Jaden, to you?
Sydney?
Sydney is correct. You took a stab, you got it right. Good for you. In a press conference on April 7, 1954, President Eisenhower popularized what Cold War theory that if one country falls to communism, others nearby will soon follow? Michael, to you.
The domino theory.
The domino theory, correct. Women are divided into groups like econo-wives and Jezebels in the dystopian novel The Handmaid's Tale, written by what Canadian author? Daniel?
Atwood?
That's right, Margaret Atwood. Which of the following countries is not crossed by the equator? A, Brazil, B, Colombia, C, Bolivia. Christina?
C, Bolivia.
That is correct. In 1666, when he was only 23 years old, who developed the theories of gravitation? Daniel, to you?
Newton?
That is correct, Sir Isaac Newton. What island nation in the North Atlantic generates 100% of its electricity with renewable sources like geothermal and hydropower? Alden, all the way down to you, my friend.
Iceland.
Iceland is correct. What legendary British singer known for hits like The Hounds of Love and Running Up That Hill was nominated for the 2018 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Clara?
Elton John.
Oh, sorry, incorrect. Bishop Hendricken. Yes to you, Jaden?
Mick Jagger?
Sorry. The correct musician was Kate Bush. All right, here we go. A math question. You play 2 rounds of cards. In the first round, you have a 1 in 6 chance of winning. In the second round, independent from the first, you have a 1 in 12 chance. What is the probability that you will win both rounds? You have it there, Daniel?
1 in 72.
1 in 72 is correct. No pencil necessary for you, my friend, huh? Guardians of Peace was a group of hackers who stole a large number of confidential documents, about 100 terabytes of data, from what major film studio in 2014? Jaden, you're the first one.
Sony?
There. That is Sony, indeed. Oh, they haven't recovered from that. Ooh. Published in 1826, but set in 1757, what major work by James Fenimore Cooper takes place during the French and Indian War? Daniel, to you?
The Last of the Mohicans?
The Last of the Mohicans is correct. What Egyptian god of the dead is represented by a jackal, or the figure of a man with the head of a jackal? Michael?
Anubis.
Anubis is correct. And that is the end. You hear the bell. It's the end of round 1. Let's check our scores. It's close, but Barrington in the lead, 140 points. Hendricken has 90. A hand for both teams, please. All right, we're just about to go head-to-head. I've got Hendricken to my left, Barrington to my right. Let's shake hands, gentlemen, and come out thinking. As a reminder, in this round, you get 10 points for a correct answer, 10 points deducted for an incorrect answer. You can buzz in at any time, and the clock will be set at 90 seconds. Are you ready? Here we go. Name the first U.S. president to be ever impeached. You?
Andrew Johnson.
Andrew Johnson, correct. Which planet in the solar system has the fastest revolution around the sun? To you?
Mercury.
Mercury is correct. The Toltec civilization flourished in the central part of what present-day country? Sorry, Mexico. Since 1979, what Rhode Island-born Old World craftsman and master carpenter has appeared regularly on the TV series This Old House? No answer. Norm Abram. When We Dead Awaken is the final play written by what Norwegian playwright? No answer. Heinrich Ibsen. In 2016, who said he would not seek re-election as president of France? Your answer?
Hollande.
Hollande, indeed. A molecule of water contains how many atoms of hydrogen? You got in there first?
2.
Is correct. What three-word Latin phrase means something for something or one thing for another? No answer. Quid pro quo. What American icon is the subject of the 2008 biography, The Wizard of Menlo Park? You have it?
Edison.
Is correct. Thomas Edison. Little Havana is a historic neighborhood in what U.S. city? To you?
Miami.
Is correct. Bell means the end of our round. Let's see how the scores have changed. Barrington in the lead with 180 points. Hendricken has 110. A round of applause for both teams, please. Next up, the category round with the following categories. Here they are. The irony of it. In memoriam. What about Bob? Above the rim. The Russians are coming. And meet the Beatles. Each category has 5 questions with increasing point values. Now, players, you can confer with your teammates, but once you buzz in, that's it. No longer allowed to confer, and we'll need your answer. All right, Bishop Hendricken, you have some ground to make up, some 70 points. You get to choose the first category. What will it be?
In memoriam.
In memoriam. These are questions about notable figures who have passed away recently. This is for 10 points. Who was the first American to orbit the Earth in 1962 and the oldest person to venture into space on his return trip in 1998? Clara, to you.
John Glenn.
John Glenn is correct. You control the board.
Let's stick with it.
We'll stay with this one. In memoriam for 15 points. What androgynous-looking English rock star created an alien alter ego with the name Ziggy Stardust? It went to you down at Dylan, down there in the end.
David Bowie.
David Bowie is correct. You control the board?
We'll stick with in memoriam.
In memoriam for 20 points now. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee was often used to describe the style of what American boxer in the ring? Christina, you got it.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, of course, correct.
We'll stick with in memoriam.
All right, now for 25 points. Best known for his 46 years as a news reporter on the news magazine 60 Minutes. What broadcast journalist had been on primetime network television longer than anyone else? Christina, to you
Morley
again.
Safer.
Morley Safer, very good.
I will finish it off.
All right, finish it off for 30 points. Who was the first female appointed to the position of Attorney General of the United States in 1993? All right, tough one. Janet Reno, no answer there. All right, you control still. What category would you like to go with?
The Russians are coming.
The Russians are coming. These are questions about Russian authors for 10 points. The Russian author Leo Tolstoy wrote, "If everyone fought for their own convictions, there would be no war." In what epic novel? Yours. Christina?
War and Peace.
War and Peace, correct. Very good.
We'll stick with it.
We'll stay with it for 15 points. What Dostoevsky novel focuses on the mental anguish and the moral dilemmas of a destitute ex-student who hatches a plan to kill a pawnbroker for her cash? Michael?
Crime and Punishment.
Crime and Punishment, correct.
We'll stick with Russians are coming.
Stay with it for 20 points. I recommend that it be buried under a stone for 1,000 years. A publisher wrote this rejection letter to what Russian-American author regarding his novel Lolita? Michael?
Nabokov.
Yes, it was. Vladimir.
We'll keep with Russians.
You're going to stay with this for 25 points. What 1957 novel by Boris Pasternak takes place between the Russian Revolution of 1905 and the Russian Civil War and is named for its protagonist, a physician and poet? Dylan?
Dr. Zhivago.
Very good. 25 points to you. You control still. What category would you like to go with?
We'll go to above the rim.
Above the rim. These are questions about basketball. For 10 points. After 4 years with the Miami Heat, what NBA superstar returned to his home state of Ohio in 2014 and led the team to the 2017 NBA championships? To you, Dylan?
LeBron James.
LeBron James, of course.
We'll stick with above the rim, please.
All right. Who wore jersey number 33 and helped lead the Boston Celtics to 3 NBA championships in the 1980s? Alden, to you?
Larry Bird.
None other than Larry Bird.
Above the rim.
Okay, above the rim for 20 points. According to the NBA rulebook, the upper edge of a basketball hoop must measure exactly how many feet above the floor? Jaden, to
10
you?
feet.
10 feet is correct.
We're going to stick with above the
You're
rim.
going to stay with it. You're doing well. Sure. The Harlem Globetrotters are a famous exhibition basketball team founded in 1926 and named after what neighborhood in what U.S. city? Yes, Alden?
Harlem,
Yes, in what city?
New York.
New York City, correct.
We'll stick.
Okay, above the rim for 30 points now. What East Coast College women's basketball team has won 11 NCAA Division I national championships, making them the most successful women's program in the United States? All the way to you, Dylan.
Yukon?
UConn is correct. All righty, that's the end of the category. What one would you like to choose now?
We'll go to What About Bob, please.
What about Bob? Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, these are questions about people named Bob. For 10 points. In 2014, the lyric notes to Like a Rolling Stone were sold at auction for a record $2 million. Name the songwriter. Jaden, you got in there first?
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan, of course.
We're going to stick with what about Bob?
What about Bob? What World War II veteran and U.S. Senator from Kansas ran against Bill Clinton in 1996 as the GOP presidential nominee? Got to you, Christina?
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole, correct. You get the board back. Your
Let's
category?
finish The Russians Are Coming.
Russians are coming now. This will be the final question in the category for 30 points. A quote. Think, Anya, all your ancestors were surf owners, owners of living souls. Do not human spirits look out at you from every tree in the orchard? Who wrote this in The Cherry Orchard? Daniel?
Chekhov.
Chekhov, indeed. Anton Chekhov. That completes that category. Choose another one, please.
What about Bob for 20?
Going back to What About Bob? 20 points now. What musician known as the ambassador of Third World for his reggae music was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of 1994? Michael, you got in there.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, yes, of course. Seems to be a coach now. That's what I heard. All right, okay. All right, continue, please. What category?
We'll stick with What About Bob.
What about Bob? Now for 25 points. Along with Carl Bernstein, who earned a Pulitzer Prize for the Washington Post in 1973 for his investigative reporting on the Watergate scandal. Christina, you got it.
Bob Woodward.
Bob Woodward. Continuing
Let's
on.
finish the category.
You're going to complete the category for 30 points now. Who won an unprecedented 8 Tony Awards for choreography? Won the Academy Award for his direction of the 1972 film Cabaret. No answer? My mentor, Bob Fosse, also did Chicago. That completes that category. Please choose another.
The irony of it.
The irony of it. Okay, these are questions about things that are ironic. For 10 points. What 1984 Bruce Springsteen song is sung at baseball stadiums, political rallies, and patriotic events, and yet it was written as a harsh criticism of America's involvement in Vietnam? Daniel, to you.
Born in the USA.
Born in the USA. You were confident about that.
Let's keep going.
You want to stay in this category, please? On April 14th, 1865, what U.S. president created the Secret Service on the same day he was shot? Clara, to you.
Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. Yes, isn't that ironic? All right, choose a category
We'll stick with it.
for 20 points now. What British naval admiral who defeated the French at the 1805 Battle of Trafalgar suffered from chronic seasickness? To you, Daniel.
Nelson.
Horatio Nelson. Correct.
Let's keep going with the irony of it.
Irony of it all. Here it is. For 25 points, what Soviet leader was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1945 and 1948, and yet he oversaw the deaths of millions of his own people? You got there, Clara.
Stalin, Joseph Stalin.
Joseph Stalin. Very good.
Let's finish it off.
You want to finish it off for 30 points? Here we go. Despite its name, none of the situations mentioned in the mid-90s hit Ironic are actually ironic. The song is sung by what Canadian singer? The answer was Alanis Morissette.
Okay.
All right, this is our final category for 10 points. Meet the Beatles are questions about none other than insects. Which of these animals, butterfly, praying mantis, or spider, is not an insect? Michael.
Spider.
Is correct. All right, meet the Beatles for 15 points. Name the middle segment of an insect's 3 major body segments. Michael, to you.
Thorax.
Thorax is correct. Now for 20 points. Egg, larva, pupa, and adult are 4 stages of complete metamorphosis. At which stage is the insect encased in a protective cocoon? Christina, to you.
Pupa.
Pupa, okay, all right. We'll continue on in the same category for 25 points. What word begins with the letter S and refers to the tiny breathing holes found on the exoskeleton of an insect? Daniel?
Spiracles.
Spiracles. Very good. Very good. All right, completing the category and our final question. Insects belong to what phylum that makes up about 80% of all living animal species? Michael, to you.
Cetaceans.
I'm sorry. No, that's incorrect. Bishop Hendricken? No answer. Arthropod. The bell sound is just in time. Let's see what our score is. Barrington with 480 points. Hendricken with 260. Let's hear it for both teams. Before we continue in the category round, we gave credit to Hendricken for the Harlem Globetrotter question, but our judges have determined that the answer was incorrect because the initial response was incomplete. So we have to throw out the question and therefore deduct 25 points from Hendricken's total score. Gentlemen, our apologies to you for that. All right, we are now heading on to the final 90 seconds of gameplay, the lightning round. You're going to get 20 points for every correct answer. Incorrect answers are going to cost you 20 points. The clock is set at 90 seconds. Our final round of play. Are you ready? Here we go. Our first question. Lying between Africa and Asia, the Red Sea is an inlet of what ocean? To you, Michael?
The Indian Ocean.
The Indian Ocean, correct. What Mark Twain novel follows Ed and Tom, two boys who look alike? To you again, Michael?
The Prince and the Pauper.
The Prince and the Pauper, very good. In mid-19th century, what country fought China in the Opium Wars? Michael, back to you.
England.
Great Britain, yes. Femur is the scientific term for what bone in the leg? Again to Michael.
The thigh bone.
The thigh bone is correct. The Whiskey Rebellion of 1794 began in what U.S. state? Daniel, to you.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, correct. What constitutional amendment prohibits any U.S. presidents from being elected more than 2 terms? Daniel, to you.
22nd.
22nd Amendment. In chemistry, what 5-letter word is an abbreviation for oxidation? Daniel?
Redox.
Redox, oxidation reduction reactions. Name the 13th state that was admitted to the Union on May 29th. Yes, to you, Daniel.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. During the winter solstice in December, the sun is directly overhead at what line of latitude? Clara, to you.
Tropic of Capricorn.
Tropic of Capricorn. What American filmmaker directed The Godfather in 1972 and The Godfather? Yes, okay, we have an
Francis
answer here,
Ford
Michael.
Coppola.
Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola. What is the capital and the largest city of Ethiopia? Clara, to you.
Addis Ababa.
Addis Ababa. What 4-letter word is the Japanese? There it is, the end of our round. We have our winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the high school quiz show Rhode Island champion is Barrington. 700 points. 700 points, our runner-up. A big hand for Hendricken with 235 points. Congratulations to both teams for an absolutely fantastic game. Well, you move on, Barrington, to the first ever High School Quiz Show Invitational. We'll see you back here next year for High School Quiz Show Rhode Island. Join us then, won't you?
High School Quiz Show Rhode Island is brought to you in part by the Rhode Island Foundation.
Do you want to see your school on High School Quiz Show Rhode Island next season? Visit ripbs.org for details. And to stay up to date this season, follow us on social media.